Copy natives to sound fluent. Stop for a second and think about how a baby learns to talk. No grammar book. No vocabulary list. Just constant listening, followed by constant copying. If you want to become fluent in English, you are at the right place. Please like this video and subscribe for more helpful daily videos. There's a technique that professional interpreters, actors, and polyglots have used for decades to fix their accent and rhythm faster than almost anything else. It's called shadowing, and today you're going to learn exactly how to do it. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say, at the same time or just a half second behind them, copying not just the words but the rhythm, the stress, and the melody of their voice. Here's why this works so well. Most learners focus only on individual words being correct. But English isn't understood word by word, it's understood through rhythm. Native speakers stress certain words heavily and rush through others almost silently. When you copy that rhythm, you suddenly sound far more natural, even if your vocabulary hasn't changed at all. Let's break down exactly how to practice it, step by step. Step 1. Choose a short clip, 30 seconds to 1 minute, of clear spoken English, a podcast, an interview, a simple video. Something slightly below your comfort level, not something impossibly fast. Step 2. Listen to the whole clip once, just to understand the meaning. Don't try to repeat anything yet. Step 3. Play it again, and this time, speak along with it, matching the rhythm as closely as you can, even if you're not catching every single word perfectly. You're training your mouth and ear together, not testing your memory. Step 4. Do this same 30-second clip 5 to 10 times. Yes, the same clip, repeatedly. This feels repetitive on purpose. Repetition is exactly what rewires your accent. Here's a mistake almost every beginner makes with shadowing. They try to understand every single word perfectly before repeating. Let that go completely. Shadowing is a physical practice for your mouth and ears, not a comprehension test. Understanding comes from separate listening practice, not from this exercise. Another common mistake is choosing content that's too advanced, filled with words you don't know at all. If you can't already understand roughly 80% of a clip, it's too hard for effective shadowing. Choose something almost comfortable, and let the shadowing work on rhythm, not vocabulary. Try this simple challenge today. Pick one 30-second clip. Shadow it 10 times in a row, right now. Notice how, by the 10th repeat, certain phrases start coming out of your mouth almost automatically, without conscious effort. That automatic feeling is exactly what real fluency feels like. Do this for just 10 minutes a day, with a new clip every few days, and within a few weeks, something remarkable happens. Your everyday spoken English starts naturally borrowing that same rhythm, even in sentences you never specifically practiced. Shadowing works because it bypasses your thinking brain completely and trains your mouth muscles and ear directly, the same way a baby learns, just faster because you're doing it on purpose. If this gave you a new tool to sound more natural, that's exactly why I make these videos. Hit like right now, it costs you nothing, and it helps this lesson reach someone who's struggling with the exact same thing you were an hour ago. And if you want a full list of the best clips for shadowing practice, subscribe to Lamina Academy so the next video finds you the moment it's ready. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep thinking in English. English pronunciation mistakes that give you away. Stop for a second and think about the last time someone asked you to repeat yourself in English. It probably wasn't your grammar. It was almost certainly one specific sound. If you want to become fluent in English, you are at the right place. Please like this video and subscribe for more helpful daily videos. Here's something most courses never tell you clearly. English fluency isn't only about vocabulary and grammar. A huge part of sounding fluent and being easily understood comes down to about a dozen specific pronunciation habits that quietly give away a non-native accent, no matter how advanced your vocabulary is. Today, we're going to walk through the most common ones, and exactly how to fix each. The first mistake is the th sound, in words like think and this. Many learners replace it with a t, d, or s sound instead. Here's the fix: place your tongue lightly between your teeth, and let air pass gently over it. Practice with a mirror if needed. This one sound alone changes how native your English sounds more than almost any other fix. The second mistake is word stress in the wrong place. English isn't flat, every word has one stressed syllable, said louder and longer than the others. Say photograph versus photographer versus photograph IC. Same root word, three completely different stress patterns. Getting this wrong doesn't just sound odd, it can genuinely confuse native listeners. The third mistake is pronouncing every single letter in a word, including silent ones. Comb, knife, island, Wednesday. English is full of silent letters that learners often pronounce out of habit from their native language's more phonetic spelling. The fourth mistake is flat sentence intonation. Native English rises and falls constantly through a sentence, especially at the end of questions. A flat, robotic tone, even with perfect grammar, sounds noticeably foreign. The fifth mistake is overpronouncing unstressed words. In natural English, small words like to, for, and a get rushed and shortened. I want to go often sounds closer to I wanna go in casual speech. Trying to pronounce every word with equal weight actually makes you sound less natural, not more correct. Here's a simple daily fix for all five. Record yourself reading one paragraph out loud. Listen back specifically for these 5 issues: the th sound, word stress, silent letters, flat intonation, and overpronouncing small words. Don't try to fix everything at once. Pick just one issue per week, and focus only on that. A useful challenge: today, find one word you use often that has a th sound in it, and say it slowly 10 times, focusing only on tongue placement. Tomorrow, pick one word with tricky stress, and practice saying it in 3 different sentences. Pronunciation improves the same way any physical skill does: small, focused, repeated practice, not trying to fix everything simultaneously. Within a month of this kind of targeted practice, most learners notice native speakers asking them to repeat far less often. If this helped you spot something in your own pronunciation, that's exactly why I make these videos. Hit like right now, it costs you nothing, and it helps this lesson reach someone who's struggling with the exact same thing you were an hour ago. And if you want a full breakdown of English vowel sounds specifically, subscribe to Lamina Academy so the next video finds you the moment it's ready. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep thinking in English. 50 everyday idioms native speakers use constantly. Stop for a second and imagine a native speaker tells you, "It's raining cats and dogs, so let's just wing it and grab a bite later." If that sentence confused you even a little, this video is exactly what you need. If you want to become fluent in English, you are at the right place. Please like this video and subscribe for more helpful daily videos. Idioms are the part of English that textbooks barely touch, yet native speakers use them constantly, in almost every casual conversation. Today we're not covering 50 random idioms from a list, we're covering the ones that actually show up in daily life, grouped by situation, so you can use them immediately. Let's start with the weather and daily life group. It's raining cats and dogs means it's raining very heavily. Under the weather means feeling a little sick. Once in a blue moon means something that rarely happens. These aren't decorative, natives use them instead of the plain version constantly. Next, the decision-making group. Let's wing it means to do something without much planning. It's up in the air means something isn't decided yet. Sit on the fence means avoiding making a decision. Hit the nail on the head means saying exactly the right thing. Then, the effort and difficulty group. Piece of cake means something very easy. It's not rocket science means it's not actually that complicated. Bite off more than you can chew means taking on more than you can handle. Burning the midnight oil means working very late. Now the food-related group, which sneaks into conversations that have nothing to do with food. Grab a bite means eat something quickly. Spill the beans means reveal a secret. That's the icing on the cake means an extra good thing on top of something already good. Cost an arm and a leg means something is very expensive. And finally, the emotions and relationships group. Break the ice means make people feel comfortable in an awkward situation. On cloud 9 means extremely happy. Get cold feet means becoming nervous about something you plan to do. Let the cat out of the bag means accidentally revealing a secret. Here's the mistake almost every learner makes with idioms: trying to memorize meaning without ever using them in real sentences. An idiom on a flashcard dies quickly. An idiom used once in a real conversation sticks for years. Try this challenge today. Pick just 3 idioms from this list, one from each different group. Write one real sentence for each, about your actual life. I have to finish this project, but it's a piece of cake. Then actually say each sentence out loud, twice. One more important note: idioms are casual. Save them for conversations with friends and family, not for formal emails or business meetings, unless you hear your specific workplace using them regularly. Idioms are one of the fastest ways to sound less like a textbook and more like an actual native speaker, because they're exactly the flavor and personality that grammar rules can never teach you. If this made a confusing sentence finally make sense, that's exactly why I make these videos. Hit like right now, it costs you nothing, and it helps this lesson reach someone who's struggling with the exact same thing you were an hour ago. And if you want the next 50 idioms, focused on work and business English, subscribe to Lamina Academy so the next video finds you the moment it's ready. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep thinking in English. How to build vocabulary without memorizing word lists. Stop for a second and be honest with yourself. How many words have you memorized from a list, only to completely forget them a week later? If you want to become fluent in English, you are at the right place. Please like this video and subscribe for more helpful daily videos. Word lists feel productive. You write down 20 new words, review them a few times, feel accomplished. And then, 2 weeks later, most of them are gone. This isn't because you have a bad memory. It's because isolated words, disconnected from real meaning and real use, were never designed to stick. Today, we're covering a completely different approach, one based on how memory actually works, not how textbooks are organized. The first principle is context over isolation. Your brain doesn't store a word, it stores a situation attached to a word. Instead of learning reluctant as a floating definition, learn it attached to a real moment. I was reluctant to try the new restaurant, but I'm glad I did. Now the word has a memory home, not just a definition. The second principle is spaced repetition, but done naturally, not mechanically. Instead of reviewing a word 5 times in one sitting, which barely helps, try to naturally use or notice that same word once today, once in 2 days, and once in a week. This spacing, even if rough and imperfect, builds far stronger memory than cramming. The third principle is personal relevance. Words connected to your actual life, your job, your hobbies, your daily frustrations stick dramatically better than random words from a generic list. If you work in an office, deadline, postpone, and collaborate will stick easily because you'll actually use them. A random word like abyss won't, unless your life genuinely involves abysses. The fourth principle is active retrieval over passive review. Simply rereading a word list barely helps. Instead, cover the word, try to recall it from just the meaning or the situation, and only check afterward. This small struggle to recall is exactly what builds lasting memory. Here's a practical daily method that uses all 4 principles together. Each day, choose just 3 new words, ideally from something you read, watched, or heard, not from a random list. For each word, write 1 sentence about your real life. Then, over the next 3 days, try to naturally use each word at least once in conversation or in your own thoughts. Notice the number, just 3 words a day. That's roughly 1,000 words a year, deeply and permanently learned, which is far more valuable than 3,000 words briefly memorized and mostly forgotten. A challenge for today: think of 1 word you learned recently but haven't used yet. Write 1 honest sentence about your day using that word right now. Vocabulary doesn't grow through effort alone, it grows through the right kind of effort, repeated consistently, connected to real meaning in your actual life. If this changed how you'll approach new words starting today, that's exactly why I make these videos. Hit like right now, it costs you nothing, and it helps this lesson reach someone who's struggling with the exact same thing you were an hour ago. And if you want a simple daily vocabulary system you can start tomorrow, subscribe to Lamina Academy so the next video finds you the moment it's ready. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep thinking in English. Small talk mastery: what to say when you meet someone. Stop for a second and think about the last time you met someone new and your mind just went blank after hello. If you want to become fluent in English, you are at the right place. Please like this video and subscribe for more helpful daily videos. Small talk feels strangely harder than deep conversation for many learners, and there's a good reason. Deep conversation has content to guide you. Small talk has almost none. It's built entirely on quick, natural sentence patterns that native speakers use automatically, without thinking. Today, we're breaking small talk down into simple, reusable patterns you can use starting today, in almost any situation. The first pattern is the opener. Native speakers rarely start with a big question. They start small, about the immediate environment. Nice weather today. This line is taking forever. Have you been here before? The goal isn't information, it's simply opening a friendly channel. The second pattern is the bounce-back question. Whatever someone says, native speakers almost always add a short question back. I'm doing well, thanks, how about you? Pretty busy week, you? This one habit alone makes conversation feel natural and two-directional instead of like an interview. The third pattern is the light follow-up. When someone answers something, add one small comment or question before moving on. If they say, I just got back from vacation, don't just say nice. Add, oh really, where did you go? This single follow-up is often the difference between small talk that dies after 2 lines and small talk that flows naturally for minutes. The fourth pattern is the safe topic list. Weather, weekend plans, food, traffic, local events, these are safe, low-pressure topics that work almost anywhere. Avoid starting with politics, money, or anything personal until you know someone well. The fifth pattern is the graceful exit. Small talk needs a natural ending, not an awkward silence. Well, it was really nice talking to you. I should get going, but let's catch up again soon. Having 2 or 3 exit phrases memorized removes the fear of not knowing how to leave a conversation politely. Here's a mistake most learners make. They try to prepare a perfect, unique response for every possible question. That's exhausting and impossible. Instead, master these 5 reusable patterns, and they'll flexibly cover almost every small talk situation you'll ever face. Try this challenge today. The next time you interact with anyone, a cashier, a coworker, a neighbor, use just one pattern from this list. Maybe just the bounce-back question. Ask them how their day is going after they ask you. Small talk isn't really about words at all. It's about rhythm, opening, responding, following up, and closing smoothly. Once these 5 patterns feel automatic, small talk stops being a source of anxiety and starts being something you barely think about, the same way it works for native speakers. If this gave you the words for a moment that's always felt awkward, that's exactly why I make these videos. Hit like right now, it costs you nothing, and it helps this lesson reach someone who's struggling with the exact same thing you were an hour ago. And if you want small talk scripts specifically for work and networking events, subscribe to Lumina Academy so the next video finds you the moment it's ready. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep thinking in English.